Welcome back to the garage. In today's video, we're going to continue working on the side of this truck, getting it all nice and shiny, just like we were doing in part one, and hopefully get both sides of the truck shined up. Now, I did some work off camera, this fender, so you can kind of see what we're going for, and I did some work on the hood so we'd have a comparison and a contrast, what it was versus what it is now. So I'm excited after doing this fender. I mean, look at that shine. Not only did the original paint shine, but so did the prime coat underneath, which is really good because now we're going to have a nice clean shine, and then we'll have the rust that it won't shine, okay? But it'll look good still. So we're going to go across this whole side of the truck with the wire wool, just like we did on the front. And we're going to be really careful over here because we want to try to get some of that oxidization off. And I mean, just that alone with my finger. Ooh, look at that. That is all oxidized clear coat, and that is what we're trying to get off and polish. So I got some new tools. I'm going to show you guys that, and then we'll start. Come here. Come look at my new tools. I've indulged myself. Anyway, so this little thing right here, it's got a couple different little pads, and you know, it's one of those great little Harbor Freight specials. That and some sanding pad holders. I won't need these right now, so we'll just, they almost look like little bells. Anyway, we'll set those off to the side. So what we're going to be doing is we'll use this little guy and put, I think this is the polishing pad on it. And what the coolest thing is it's Velcro. So yeah, so we'll do that. And then we've got the finishing pad and the wool pad. So put these up here to keep them clean. But I figured I use this little thing. It's actually a cute little machine, isn't it? But we're not going to use that at this minute. We're going to go ahead and get the bucket out, get the wire wool out, and start scrubbing. So just like last time, I'm going to use some wet wire wool, and I'm just going to go to town scrubbing. So sit back and enjoy. All right, so now that we've got all of that oxidized paint scrubbed off with the wire wool, we can go ahead and put polish on, or not polish, but rubbing compound on, and start polishing it with that little tool. So here is our transformation up close. Now I would say that's looking pretty darn good. You can almost see me in the reflection. Now, if we go further down, you can see what hasn't been done yet, and that's what it was before, and this is what we've got now. And here's what we've got transferring over onto the fender. Now that's looking really good. And I will say, using this little tool is going by a lot quicker than doing it by hand or using those other tools. Now, I did change which kind of stuff I was using. A little bit heavier grit at 110 instead of that other stuff, which was kind of more just a regular polishing compound. But anywho, I'm going to continue working at this and try to get that door as shined up as I can. So here's the mostly finished product on the door. Now there's still a little bit of work that needs to be done, especially underneath the brackets on the mirror. So I'm probably going to have to take the mirror off so we can get all of the paint cleaned. But for right now, this is looking exceptionally better. I did not think we were going to get this kind of shine from this paint. So I mean, 61 years later, I don't think this thing's ever looked this shiny, right? It's already vastly different from what it was before, especially along this section here, right here, and where the dent is. Now you can definitely see the dent. Before, with the oxidization, it kind of hid it a little bit, made it incognito, but now, well, you can definitely tell it's there. The other section that I'm going to work on is right here before I move on to the bed. Now, on the bed, there's a lot of interesting things. So we've got those same stripes going all the way down the bed, down here, and just overall, it's just a little messy, okay? So we're gonna go ahead and run that wire wool back over the entire section of this panel, just like we did on that door. You can see that the door is pretty darn shiny even after. And I almost think running the wire wool over this paint helped, made it easier, because that is, wow. Over here, we'll do the same situation. Why change something that's working great? So I'll go ahead and get started on that. Go ahead and, you know, here's a good time to go to the bathroom while I gotta grab my tools. So I tell you what, this little drill, oh man, I might have to get another one just because. Oh, and I need my polishing stuff. I'm gonna go ahead, get my thing wet, wipe this all down, and then buff it, and I'll show you. Actually, I've already done this section right here, so let's just do that right now. That way you can see what I'm talking about, because it's actually super neat. Need the other pad. So you see how long that took, right? Come here, look at this. So from only a few seconds, look how shiny that already is. You can see my hand. And this, all of this right here, was like this a second ago. So yeah, with that kind of result, I'm just gonna keep doing the wire wool water buff. So let's get to it. So before I get the buffing wheel out, I wanted to take this opportunity to show you how shiny it's already gotten just from rubbing it down with the wire wool. I can see a reflection of the bucket right now. And up along here, where it was all kind of rusty and icky looking, and all the white, all those white streaks, they're gone, you know? Look at that. Isn't that awesome? I mean, I wasn't having to press very hard. I did have to press pretty hard up here to get that to really shine up, but you can see that the metal underneath the prime coat is now just showing through like cloudy. So my projection is that when I start buffing it, we're gonna see a lot more of that gun metal by the time we're done, which will match kind of what's going on up in the front. And I think it looks pretty darn good. What do you guys think? I think this is gonna look very good. So this is exciting, you know? So just look at it. Because this is the last time you're gonna see it like this, because the next time you're gonna see it, it's gonna be all shiny. So I'm gonna go ahead and get the buffing wheel out and just kind of start over there and work our way down. I'm gonna have a little bit of trouble back here on the bumper, but it'll be fine. So this side of the truck is now mostly complete. There's still a little bit of work that needs to be done behind the brackets for the mirror. And I think I might run the polisher over it just one more time in like this little crevice right here. I know you didn't get to see this section get polished, but I think you got the idea. Now, all that's left to do is repeat the entire process all over again on the passenger side. But don't worry, I won't make you sit through that. The passenger side is vastly different from this side of the truck. That's why I wanted to show you this side instead. Because this side right here, it's got more of the original paint than what's on the other side. I'm curious to see what the other side's gonna look like, just from how much this changed from when we started to when we finished right here. Especially in these sections where the metal came back through with the black. On the passenger side of the truck, it's more gray and white than it is blue or anything else, especially that passenger door. That passenger door, I believe, is, you know what, how about I just show you? Oh, I gotta get better at doing that. Anyway, passenger side. It looks a lot different than the other side, doesn't it? Not a lot of blue. I'm kind of concerned on how much blue we're gonna have left over by the time I'm done scrubbing and buffing. I've scrubbed and buffed a little bit already, just kind of in a few small areas like right here and over here to see if there was any blue underneath or if the blue was just gonna scratch right off, and I was right on one of them. The blue scratches right off or rubs right off. So that's a bummer because, I mean, look how nice that other side looks, right? That's okay. When you're working on these projects, they kind of build themselves, you know? You're bringing something old out of a barn, a backyard, a wheat field, cabin in the woods. No matter what it is, you're gonna bring it home, you're gonna clean it up, you're gonna make it nice, you're gonna make it sound. And by the time you're finished with it, you're gonna look at your before picture and go, what truck is that, you know? Because this already looks 10 times different than it did when we brought it home. When we brought it home, here to the garage, it had a big old box on the back. I had to take that off or it wouldn't have fit in here. I think I've got a picture of it somewhere. I'll put that somewhere. Go check the community. I'll put it there. But it had a big old box on the back, and dang, it was huge. And it was just covered in dust and moss and rust. We gave it a pressure wash job and cleaned it up. It looked a lot better. And now, after polishing it, Whew, by golly. This is gonna look really good when it's done. I'm really hoping that maybe we'll be able to retrieve a lot of the blue from underneath some of this oxidized clear coat. At least that's the hope. But if not, it'll still look good. It'll still look shiny. Let's go to the tailgate real quick. There's something I want to show you. So back here, and I think this might be my favorite part of the truck for some reason. I don't know why. Just the big Chevrolet and the bumper. It's just cool, okay? It's cool to me. Anyway, so like what we did on the front of the truck in the previous video, went through and kind of did something to the Chevrolet. Well, I'm thinking about doing the same thing to this Chevrolet to make this pop as well. But I also considered, now this would be really difficult because I don't have that steady of a hand, is painting a black stripe around this, outlining the letters. I think that'd look cool. And the other thing I'd like to do is, on some of those old trucks, you see them do a pinstripe all the way around. I thought that might be fun too. But we'll figure that out after we buff it, because I can guarantee you that a good lot of this is gonna look very different. Especially right here and right here. So you come back to the garage, this whole side of the truck is gonna be vastly different than what it looks like right now. So take a mental picture of it, remember it, because when you see it next, it's gonna be all shiny and probably missing a lot more blue. But I'm gonna go ahead and get to work on it. I wanna thank you guys so much for stopping by the garage today. Be sure you like and subscribe and turn on the notification bell so you can be updated when this is done. And I'll see you right back here at the garage in the next video.